The images were striking. 3 figures, gaunt and weary, emerged from captivity. Ohad Ben Ami, Eli Sharabi and/or Levi, Israeli hostages held by Hamas for months, were finally free. Their release marked the 5th round of a fragile ceasefire agreement. The journey home, however, is only just beginning. The men's physical condition upon release sent shockwaves through Israel. Their frail frames and haunted eyes spoke volumes of the ordeal they endured. The Israeli government condemned the treatment of the hostages. The images resonated deeply, drawing comparisons to the plight of Holocaust survivors. Ohad Ben Ami and Eli Sharabi were captured from Kibbutz Be'eri during the initial Hamas attacks. Ben Ami's wife, Raz, had been released in a previous exchange. Sharabi's story is one of unimaginable loss. His wife and daughters were killed in the October 7th attack, or Levi was seized at the Nova Music Festival. His wife, Einav, was killed in the attack. Levi's release carries a bittersweet undercurrent. He returns home to his 3-year-old son, a living reminder of the family torn apart by violence. The release of Ben Ami, Sharabi and Levi came as part of a tenuous ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas. The deal, set to expire on March 1, 2025, hangs by a thread. Negotiations for an extension remain uncertain, with deep divisions emerging within the Israeli government. The ceasefire agreement is a 2-phase process, fraught with complexities and challenges. The first phase, currently underway, focuses on the phased release of hostages. The second phase, and arguably the most contentious, involves a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza and the return of all remaining hostages. This demand has ignited fierce debate within Israel, with some arguing that such a concession would be a victory for Hamas. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has emerged as a vocal critic of the ceasefire agreement. He has publicly threatened to resign if the deal continues in its current form, particularly the prospect of a full withdrawal from Gaza. Smotrich's stance highlights the deep divisions within the Israeli government and the immense pressure facing those tasked with negotiating a lasting peace. The release of hostages has provided a glimmer of hope for the families who have endured months of agonizing uncertainty. However, the fragility of the ceasefire and the looming deadline for its renewal cast a long shadow over the prospect of a lasting peace. Adding fuel to an already volatile situation, former U.S. President Donald Trump has injected himself into the conflict with a controversial proposal. Trump, never one to shy away from inflammatory rhetoric, has suggested that the U.S. take over Gaza, relocate its residents, and redevelop the territory. This proposal has been met with widespread condemnation, both domestically and internationally. Critics have denounced it as unrealistic, impractical, and deeply insensitive to the plight of the Palestinian people. The suggestion of uprooting millions of people from their homes has drawn comparisons to forced displacement and ethnic cleansing. Hamas, for its part, has vehemently rejected Trump's proposal. The group views it as a blatant attempt to undermine Palestinian claims to statehood and to further entrench Israeli control over the region. The international community has also largely dismissed Trump's intervention, viewing it as unhelpful and inflammatory. Trump's proposal, while lacking any real chance of implementation, has nonetheless succeeded in further muddying the waters of an already complex conflict. It has served as a distraction from the urgent need for a negotiated settlement, and has further polarized an already divided public opinion. The Israel-Hamas conflict has far-reaching implications for the entire region. It has inflamed tensions between Israel and Iran, which supports Hamas, and emboldened Iran's proxies, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen. The conflict has exposed the limitations of international diplomacy. The United Nations has struggled to find common ground. Deep divisions within the Security Council have hampered efforts to broker a ceasefire. The human cost is staggering. Over 1,200 people were killed in the initial Hamas attack. Since then, over 40,000 people have been killed in Gaza. The conflict has left an indelible mark on the region. As the March 1st deadline for the ceasefire extension approaches, the stakes are high. The outcome will have profound implications for the entire Middle East. The path to peace is fraught with obstacles, but further violence and chaos is unthinkable.